what do you want to carry around the rest of your life? And I've gotten discipline back in my life. Discipline is no longer a punishment or a negative. It is a positive. It's something that I can dial in and participate every day in. That's probably one of the biggest things, being disciplined around staying on course. You know, I have goals for my fitness business. I have goals for my health personally. I do something every single day towards that end.
Yeah, I think that's important. It's the small things over time that really add up and produce the result.
Well, yeah, and what's shown up is, drastic changes in small steps. That little small bites a little bit every day over time, and all of a sudden, it's a drastic change. And it was done very simply, very easily. We've gone as far as when I counsel people on losing weight, we go down to how many ounces they need to lose a day, not how many pounds they need to lose overall. And sometimes it's 3 ounces a day, which is a lot more manageable in a person's mind that needs to lose 50 pounds than, wow, you got to lose 50 pounds. No, you need to lose 3 ounces a day for 12 months.
That's a great way to put it. I like that. Perhaps I could borrow that from you as I've been trying to get a little back in shape myself. That sounds a little easier. Well, okay, so what is going on? I mean, you're in the middle of your do-over. You haven't completely, you've got a new definition of success that you had touched on a little bit, but I know you're a man of big ideas and big dreams and big goals. And what would you say is the biggest challenge in your do-over right now, and what types of things are you doing to overcome it or to overcome them?
The biggest challenge right now is being immersed in a culture that doesn't hold health in its highest regard. So my biggest challenge is the education of this culture on how they can absolutely enhance their vitality, reduce their health risk factors, increase their longevity, increase the quality of their life, and not completely lose the identity of who they are. I live in South Louisiana now, and it's the land, I call it the land of rice and gravy. And it's, in the health realm, if you look at a 60-year-old in South Louisiana compared to a 60-year-old in Southern California that has taken care of themselves, eaten healthy, fresh foods, exercised daily, and did not immerse himself in, drinking beer and eating fried foods, which, again, not everybody in South Louisiana does that, but I would say the majority. It's amazing at just the different quality of life that they experience, not to mention how differently they look. So it's not, and by no means is it just about how they look, but one of the things that we Americans spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on, men and women, are ways to fight aging. And the easiest way that I've seen to fight aging is take care of yourself, work out a little bit every day, and eat healthy foods. I believe in a lot of places that people are driving Cadillacs and eating at McDonald's. I'd rather drive a paid-for Nissan Sentra and eat the best food that I can put in my body, because I'm going to have my body a lot longer than I'm going to have my car.
Yeah, when you started that, I was going to say you obviously don't live in Southern California anymore. What are some of the approaches that you're taking to overcome that? I imagine education has a lot to do with it.
Well, I absolutely believe the one that educates the market dominates the market. And I don't believe in advertising per se. I believe in exposure, and I believe in public relations. But for my business, I don't have a demographic, because I believe everybody really wants to be healthy and live longer and live a better quality of life. So I've been doing more free workshops, free seminars, free phone calls, free speaking engagements to get out into the public and be as visible as I can be in beating the drum of what can be achieved through, drastic changes and small steps. What can be done with minute changes in their daily lives to get them a lot closer to, for some people, Matt, the goal is simply reducing their blood pressure medication, not, getting into the $30,000 gown for the gala this weekend. It can be that small for somebody, and I think a lot of times when people think about people losing weight, it's for strictly, vain reasons, and down here especially, it's not. We boast about having some of the best cancer doctors in the country, and that's not a good thing. It's good that we have them, but unfortunately it's because we need them. There's 65 miles of petrochemical refineries. We have some of the highest cancer rates in the nation. So conversely, we have some of the best oncology doctors in the country down here. Just like in West Texas, they have some of the best heart specialists because they have some of the most heart attacks. So you got to look at both sides of that and go, well, it's good, but I'd rather have mediocre doctors because we don't need them.
Right.
Kind of.
Okay. Well, great. great. I mean, I'm glad I'm glad you're down there, and you definitely sounds like you're making a difference. How are you using technology today in your do-over?
The biggest is the communication, is being able to plug in, have a central hub where we can plug people in. You know, we use a website and a blog, and it's designed strictly to send everyone that hears about us in any way, shape, or form to it. And from there, they can see our events, they can see our workouts, they can see the tips that we post, they can see information on nutrition, or we can link them to another website that's got a vast amount of information on it. So I would say by far the web, the blogging, by far one of the neatest communication tools that's come around in a while. Kind of on the other side of that is the ability to send out multiple emails at once instead of just the whole idea of spam, having your own database. And I mean, I think none of it's really brand new, but I never really had the reason to use it before. I mean, in our marketing, we were always making phone calls. We used some of it, but it wasn't the same type of education that I want to get out there now. So the blog has by far been one of the most fun tools that we've added.
Got it. Well, if our listeners wanted to go and check out your blog, what's the domain name?
CrossFitLakeCharles.com is our website for our gym down south. I'm a CrossFit coach, and it's also connected to CrossFit.com, which has a depth of information that we hope to have one day. But you can link directly from there from our site.
Okay. I'll definitely put that in the show notes for those that want to go check that out. What would you say is the service or the technology? I mean, maybe you've already answered this as well, but what would you say is the service or technology is making the biggest difference for you right now?
Probably the autoresponder program we use for communicating with our members. That and possibly the online survey. We use our SurveyMonkey, and I really enjoy that because it allows us to get feedback. You know, not everybody necessarily wants to respond and answer questions in an email, but if they can just go and click a button, it gives us pretty immediate feedback within the course of a week, and we can adjust and adapt. Something as simple as our hours, you know, the times of our classes, different offerings that we might have for our classes, times, days, you know, mornings, evenings, weekends, kids classes, seniors classes, women-only classes, things like that give us immediate feedback to keep us a little more in touch instead of relying on a suggestion box or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard people mention that SurveyMonkey. I'm going to have to check that out. I'll put that in the show notes as well so people can go find that. In my do-over, I've found that my environment and the people that I chose to surround myself with has had probably some of the biggest impact and influence on my success than any other thing that I really changed. What would you say is the most important character trait of the people that you surround yourself with?
These days, it really is a sense of honor. Somebody that has the ability to honor themselves and their lives, and it's done through their daily actions. Somebody that honors their word. Things that, you know, they do things that they say they're going to do simply because they say they're going to do it. And there's a sense of personal pride connected to it. There's a sense of, I guess, honor would be the best thing I can think of. High level of integrity and character, and not necessarily the wealthiest people I've ever been around, but by far the nature of who they are as people in regards to their integrity and their honesty and their character is very high, and I'm very, very honored and humbled to be around them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they say without integrity, nothing works, right?
Absolutely.
So, I guess, John, in the morning, in your do-over, what excites you? I mean, what gets you out of bed in the morning?
You know, great question. It's something that I literally experience a few times a week, if not on a daily basis. The feedback that I get from my members, from the people that have come, that have trusted me to play a huge part in their life, because for whatever reason, their life, their health, their wellness, their physical stature wasn't working for them. And the changes that I see and the feedback I get from them and their thanks and their stories of what they're accomplishing now in their life is by far the most satisfying thing I've experienced in a long time. I've got a number of people that have lost over 50 pounds, just slightly less than, I would imagine, 2 dozen that have lost 70 pounds or less. And we've got a few that have lost close to 100 pounds or over 100 pounds. And their lives are completely different now. And to be told that I have that I played a part. Obviously, they did the majority of the work. They just used me as a resource, as a coach, to guide them. Gives me a sense of satisfaction that I haven't felt in a long time.
Seems I'm doing a lot of interviews these days, and it seems that that's a very common theme, is helping people and the type of satisfaction that people get from that. And it sounds like you're making a difference as well, and you're feeling the same rewards. That's awesome. How do you divide your time, John, when you're not working?
It's been very, very important. One of the reasons that I did make the move from out west to down south was my mother. She's turning 85 this year, and I'm doing my best to spend as much time with her as I can for the time that we have left. And it's been just wonderful, if not sometimes trying, because there are issues, obviously. But, it's by far, I think, the best thing I could do as a son, that my dad would be proud of me for doing it. And I also make sure I take enough time for myself. And sometimes that may look selfish to some people, but I really take the time to recharge, to do things that I know will make a difference for me, whether it's getting a massage, spending some quiet time in meditation and prayer, to just going for a drive, parking out by the lake, and making plans. Spending some downtime. When we were heavy in the business world, it was working on your business, not just in it. So it's working on my life, not just working in my life.
That's awesome, John. That's awesome. What's in your future right now? What's in your future that really excites you?